Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time you're here, you're welcome. In today's video, I'm going to show you another simple and easy way to cut a princess dart. I've done a tutorial here on this channel on how to cut a princess dart, and that was basically if maybe it's a blouse, a shirt. But in this tutorial I want to do it with a gown. Now this princess dart is not going to run from the top, from the armhole of the gown down to the hem of the gown. No, it's going to stop around the waistline, around the navel point. I know sometimes some people don't really know how to go about this type of princess darts, and it's really very simple and easy to cut. So in this tutorial I'm going to show you another simple and easy way to cut a princess dart. If this is your first time here, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so that whenever I post a video you will get notified. Let's just go into learning how to cut a princess dart in another simple way. Okay, let's go.
So this is the front part, and I'm starting on a fold of 2. From the center I marked 9.5 inches for my shoulder point. Now my shoulder is 8.5 inches, that is 17, but because for off shoulder we need like 1 extra inch to shape out something, so I marked 9.5 inches. So I extended my tape by 5 inches, then I marked 9 inches for my armhole instead of 8 inches, because this is more like an off shoulder gown, so things are going to shift a little bit. So if you're working with, like, if you're not cutting an off shoulder gown, you don't need to extend your tape by 5 inches when marking the armhole point. You just put your tape from the top to 8 inches. So I extended my tape by 5 inches again, and I marked my nipple point. Now my nipple point is 9.5 inches, so I marked 9.5 inches. Then I drew a straight line. Then from that point I marked 11 inches downwards. Now the length of my dart is going to be 11 inches, but there's something I want to do here. I'll first of all mark the 10-inch point before I go ahead to mark the 11-inch point. So after marking both points, I used my ruler and I drew a straight line, so I will have a very precise working area. Understand? I know you'll be wondering why I'm using a biro here. This is a lycra fabric, and it has, like, gives me hard time when I want to mark with chalk, so that's why I'm using a biro here, in case you are wondering. So after I marked the dart, the length of the dart, I went ahead to mark my dart point, which is around 4 inches, and I did this across the entire length of the dart, and I used my ruler and I connected my markings together, so I have a straight line here. Next I'm going to carve in my princess dart, and I went back to mark my actual shoulder point. You guys know I extended it by 1 inch, so I'm going there now to mark the original 8.5 inches. Okay, then I drew a straight line. While we are done cutting this, you find out, you know the reason why I did this. So this is what it looks like. Then I went ahead to carve in my princess dart. I already have a detailed tutorial on how to cut a basic princess dart, so you can check that out in the description box after watching this one. So I've carved in my princess dart. This is what it looks like. So I just want to show you an up close view. So this is what we have here. This is an off shoulder princess dart for a gown. So after drafting my princess dart, I'm going to go ahead to mark my under bust point, my hip point, and from the hem I marked the width of my hips. I marked my hip measurement, that's with allowance included. All these measurements I'm marking now my sewing allowance and joining allowance is included, and I marked my bust measurement. Now you already know that because of the bust measurement we've marked there's already a shortage in the armhole. So what I just did was I went in and carved the armhole more. I just chipped in more fabric that we're going to cut out. So after marking out my measurements, I used my ruler and I connected my markings together. I know you are going to ask how I got the measurement of my hips for my under bust. The measurement of my hips for my under bust, that's the distance, is 13 inches, in case you want to mark that for your gown. So after marking my measurements together with a ruler, guys, just ignore that ruler, I'll buy another one. I know it's broken. So this is what we have here, just very simple and very basic. This is what we have here. So after that, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead to just cut through. Very, very simple and very easy. Now this is, I'm following this measurement for an off shoulder bust here. If you are sewing a dress with a shoulder, like it's not off shoulder, you can still follow same measurement. What you would not do is you won't adjust, that 5 inches I put out when I was cutting the off shoulder bust here. You won't do that. Okay, now you can see that after cutting, when I was cutting the dart, I stopped at that 10 inches point. I didn't extend down to 11 inches point, because we need that 11 inches point to sort of have that triangular start when we are sewing the dart. Do you understand? So you will not cut up to the 11 inches point, you stop at the 10 inches point. Now that 1 extra inch there, we are going to cut it off, because by the time we are sewing the dart, when we get to the shoulder point, it is going to be an excess. So we are going to cut it off. So when we are done sewing, everything will balance up. You guys will see what I'm talking about. So I chipped it off here. Then I went ahead to notch the center of the fabric, because I need this when I'm sewing the dress. I did this for both the top and the bottom. So this is just what the front view looks like. It's very simple, it's very easy to cut, to draft. If you have questions, comment down below, I'll answer them. So this is what it looks like. Then I'm going to go ahead to cut the back right now. I just followed same process, same thing I did for the front, I did for the back. It's just that for the back, we started at the basic 9 inches point. For the back, when you want to mark your dart, you start at 9 inches. So I marked at 9 inches. For the front, I marked with my nipple point measurement. So I followed same measurement that I did for the back. I did same for the front. And now I want to, normally for princess that we always take out a little excess from the back, because the back is not exactly straight. So that is what I want to do here. So I just marked the center of the what am I even saying? I just marked the half measurement of the what am I saying? Oh god, guys, forgive me. Okay, that is 11 inches, so half of 11 inches is 5.5. so that is what I marked there, and I went ahead to mark half of an inch on both sides of the width, and I'm just measuring my measurements like so. So I'm having more like an angled measurement. I'm trying to take out excess. Initially I marked like half an inch, but then I realized that half an inch is too much. So on both sides I marked half of an inch, and I'm just using my ruler to carve in the measurement into the princess dart. So this is the excess we're going to take out from the back, so that by the time you wear the dress, the gown, it is not puffing at the back, because we've taken out that excess that will puff out. So this is what we have here. Okay, guys, forgive the mistake, the stuttering I was doing over there. Okay, so this is what we have here, and after marking my measurement, we are just going to skillfully cut through this angled point. Guys, just look at what I'm doing here. So after marking my measurement, like same thing I did for the front, I also went ahead to cut in more into the armhole. Okay, so I first of all cut out the sides. And you guys know you should always verify your measurement before you cut. I always do this before I cut, so please do that so you will not cry the way I've cried a lot of the times. So now to cut the princess dart, just watch what I'm doing. I'm just going to follow the outline I've created with the marking. I did this very like slowly. Then I'm just going to go like so through that angled excess, and I stopped just almost at the 10-inch mark. I didn't go directly into it, you understand, because you need that angled point. You guys know that our dart, when you're starting the dart, is always pointed, so you need that pointed place. When you need that place to be pointed, so that when you are picking it to be easy. If it's large and open and big, my dear, you have a hard time sewing the dart. So I've taken out the excess. This is the excess. I really advise you to watch the first tutorial I did on how to cut a princess dart. You understand all this thing I'm doing here, even if this is a detailed tutorial. So this is what it looks like. You can see the excess hole that I've taken out there. This will make the back part relax. Then that 1 inch extra as well on the shoulder, I'm taking it out as well. So to sew the front part, I'm just going to align the dart like so, and from that 11-inch mark point, I'm going to pick the dart just the way we normally pick our darts. In the more like you start angled, then you go in, then as you begin to sew it becomes broader. So that is what I did here. The front part is really easy to sew. It's the back part now that is a little technical, but I'm going to show you how I worked my way around it. So I just took my time, I joined the front part together. So as I was sewing, I was adjusting. As I was sewing, as I was adjusting. This thing is very simple to sew. That sometimes, like, I used to remember those days when I started sewing, that it was really difficult for me. But right now, babes or guys, whoever is watching this at this time, it is a piece of cake. Okay, piece of cake with the strawberry icing. Now this is the back part. To sew the back part, we are not doing, you know, for this front part I aligned it on the sewing machine. For the back part, don't try it. Put it on the table, get your office pins, align it on the table and secure with a pin, like what I'm doing here, because you guys know we have like a little cutout there, so we have to be very careful before it turns out like a banana. Okay, so I aligned it like so. Now from that part, when I'm sewing, I'm just going to pull and adjust. Okay, for this armhole side, towards the armhole side, I'm just going to pull and adjust when I'm sewing. Yeah, so I'm going to take it out my sewing machine, and from the 11-inch point, I'm going to start sewing. So that's what I did here. As I was sewing, I was adjusting. As I was sewing, I was adjusting. And this is the lycra fabric. If I didn't mention this before, this is the lycra fabric, and I don't know, it's very smooth to work with. So in case you want to start, first of all, try it out with the lycra fabric. If you want, you can try with an Ankara fabric, but just know that with different fabric comes different fabric behavior. Okay, so as I was sewing, I was adjusting. I was adjusting, and you guys can see how I'm turning it and twisting it and pulling it to make sure everything is well aligned. You can see that when we got to the edge, this is the front part, when we got to the shoulder point, you can see everything aligned properly, because we took out that 1-inch excess. If we didn't take out that 1-inch excess, that's when you always have like the shoulder and the bust point not being equal. So this is the front part, and this is the back part. You can see how simple and easy it is to cut and sew this princess dart. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. It means a lot to me. Do come back for more videos and hit the notification bell so that whenever I post a video, you get notified. Bye.